It is the on week, right?
I have no clue, actually. Did we have a meeting last week?
No, I don't think so. I think, no, yeah.
Do we?
Yeah, we have one.
Do we just have the wrong link, maybe?
No. We're this one.
Right.
To replace the Confluence page.
What?
I need to copy the Confluence.
Yeah.
Thing. I think what wasn't.
Yep.
I guess I'll wait 2 more minutes.
What?
So I guess I'll wait 2 more minutes to see.
Yeah.
And
maybe there's something in the Discord.
yeah, can you check maybe?
I will check it for you.
I am fighting with Confluence at the moment.
Downloading updates. All right. Let's see. No, nothing specifically mentioned.
All right. Yeah, I think we have quite some important stuff to discuss. Yeah, it's there. That's good. Yes.
But yeah, who says it's too early for the meetings?
Too early?
Pacific time.
Who said that?
Yeah, sorry, I'm at the IW this week, so I'm connecting.
Of course. Do you have time for this meeting or not? Just a portion.
Yeah, but it's 6 a.m. here. So
oh, it's 6 a.m. for you.
That's why I was saying.
6 a.m.
You sound awake. Awake enough. All right. Cool. I don't have to start the recording, I believe, because that's I will drop the link. I just copied. I've been in meetings all day, so I just copied the one from yesterday. So my apologies, or from my last meeting. There we go. Oops. Are you there?
Can you share your screen?
Oh, no.
Thank you.
Beautiful. All right. We'll start. Welcome everybody to the Aries JavaScript meeting of what is it? 12 October 2023. This is a Aries or Hyperledger meeting. So please note the antitrust policy and remember the code of conduct. Hyperledger code of conduct, super important. If there's anyone new, and I don't think there's anyone new. I can see the attendees right now. We are with very few. Who would like to introduce themselves, then please shout. I'm not going to wait. That's just awkward. If you want to add yourself to the attendees list, I will empty this. This is the old one. Then you can do so. I don't really have an agenda for today. Does anyone except for to discuss the move? I think Artem is here, right? I can leave you here. Or you can move. I would like to discuss the move, the proposal to move to OWF. But that's basically all I have. Are there other things that people want to put on the agenda?
Not for me, no.
All right. I think Ariel's still waking up, so give it some time. Okay. Well, about the move to OWF, we have, I will quickly, this is readable by the way, and bump it up a little bit. Moving to OWF, just a quick reminder, just 2 weeks ago that we had this, made this proposal to move to OWF. We set a 2 weeks deadline, so that was actually last Monday, I believe. And there was no objection. I see that somebody was not happy. Nice. So that period has elapsed, I guess. I don't know what the right word is. But then Ankur, this is what Timo posted yesterday, like, hey, we have not heard any objections. So we want to start the process of making this official. Then Ankur from Czech replied to it, which was a fair point, that we have mostly shared this in the Aries community, and that there are a lot of stakeholders that outside of the Aries community that may not have seen this this announcement. So to share it there, I think Timo shared it yesterday with the OWF mailing list, and I believe on some other places as well. I agree with that, but I also would like to move fast and not wait forever. So Timo and I figured that maybe postponing the deadline until next Monday is good. So then people still have about a week to react. How are people feeling about this?
Sounds good.
Thank you. Please react, because otherwise it's so awkward.
Yeah, I think it's okay. It's okay. We can, we can wait a little bit more. I don't think it's needed to do it right now, right? So, but
well,
overall,
right now,
overall, as you say, I think that everybody was happy with this idea. So I don't think I don't expect to receive more some objections in this period, but let's see.
I don't think so either. And the other side is like, in the end, yeah, it's up to us, right? I mean, someone can have objections, but I mean, we're the ones that are maintaining the project in the end or contributing to it. But indeed, if there are formal objections, then we should have a discussion about it. I don't think so too. I see that someone here with a 69 in their user name has downvoted this, but that's not a formal objection. Formal objection means, I think I wrote it here somewhere. Yeah, you have to reply. clearly state why you object and that you object. So no, indeed, we can wait until Monday. We can even wait a week longer, I think. But I do think, like, if we're gonna keep this vague for much longer, yeah, it just doesn't contribute to the development process as a whole. It's good to know what the next situation will be, and to start moving in that direction. Also, I wanted to prepare a few slides for this, but I didn't have time in meetings for 4 hours already. Is we have to, where is that? Oh, something we have. There, we have to make a formal proposal. So here in the repository, there is a project proposals repository. So the next steps, if there are no formal objections, would be that we have to, this is the one from .NET, we have to basically make a proposal outlining what we want to do exactly, what we will contribute, etc., etc., etc. As you can see, it's not super populated, this one, but that is also because, yeah, the .NET framework is not so active as we are. So that would be the next step. Then I am not sure how long, like, the review period is for this, but the OWF community has to, I think, vote on this, or well, they have the chance to comment on it, and then we can comment on that and process any feedback. But that is how we basically would start the formal move to OWF. So that is just more announcement stuff. Is there any question about this in particular?
What was the last sentence you said?
There are any questions about this?
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I don't have any questions. I think based on like I think a couple proposals before the review period isn't that long. I think they have like a weekly or bi-weekly meeting where they discuss it. And we've also talked about it before with them, so they are aware of it. So I don't think it's like a month-long process, maybe like 2 weeks or something, and then we know.
Adriel, did you went to the Open Wallet Foundation meeting at IW?
No, because it clashed with the Black Fest, so I couldn't.
Ah, that is clash with Blackfest.
Yeah.
Timo missed Blackfest, and I missed the OWF meeting. It was great. We're doing great this week.
Okay.
But anyway, I think they would like to welcome us anyway. I think this is a deal breaker. That is as for the formal announcements. I think the rest, what is interesting still to discuss is the name of the framework, where it would go, and also maybe the package names and stuff. I don't know how relevant that is right now. But yeah, I mean, we can't stick with Aries framework JavaScript, right? We have to we have to republish it or something. That's also an interesting one. I think that's Ankur asked that somewhere here. Like, will the packages be deprecated, yes or no? So yeah, this is here.
The release packages.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, I don't know if you can do like Git does. Like, if you Git clone a repo that has been moved, that you clone the new, like, it's sort of forwarded. But
I don't necessarily know if we should do that.
yeah, maybe not. Yeah. No, fair enough, because we don't break anything. Right? No, the people will just get a warning with existing.
I think like the AFJ repo, like I don't know what Hyperledger's protocol is there, but if we can just have like the repo without anything in there anymore, that just has a README that says we moved here, or this is where the new work continues, and only npm mark them as deprecated and link to the new repository and the new packages, then that should be fine. But yeah, I don't think we have to do more than that. I don't think we have to do a lot of smart like
No.
linking and stuff.
Fair enough. And then, yeah, as to the name. People, yeah, this is a difficult one, but I think, I mean, we have to bring it up at some point.
Yeah.
I don't actually know if this thing exists slash that OWF. That is not that relevant. Because the thing is, like, we have oh well, it is actually quite relevant because we are not one package, right? There are lots of packages.
Yeah.
And we currently have the Aries JavaScript or the Aries framework scope, which is beautiful because we can nest everything under that. I would not like to have a OWF scope because I think it's going to be very populated. So I would vouch for our own scope, but a different name and a different scope.
Yeah, I maybe it's like if it like, for example, if it would say Aries framework JavaScript, then it might be something like OWF-Aries framework and then slash the package name. Something like that.
Yeah, okay, but the dedicated scope for the framework.
Yeah, I do think that would fix a lot of issues, because if we have a package called core or something, or SDJWT, then you would like to know that's specifically for that framework with the module and everything, and not just a generic library that you can reuse everywhere.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely in favor of a specific scope for the framework.
Agreed. Have people thought about the name?
I mean, we had a small thread in Slack, right, or somewhere, with a couple of names that were generated.
Yeah, by ChatGPT. I don't know if those are ideal. No, but for instance, well, let's keep it like. Do we want to? I mean, I think we have sort of consensus that we don't want to make it wallet, because although it is like, because well, I mean, .NET is now, I think, wallet framework .NET.
Yeah.
That matches beautifully with the name Open Wallet Foundation. But wallet is quite, yeah, it's such a vague term. People have different. I mean, some people interpret it as something that is purely holder oriented, so something that stores credentials. Others think that wallet, I mean, might think of crypto, but then, I mean, for me, the obvious option would be something with agent in it, but
agent is still Bitcoin.
Yeah, agent is very Bitcoin related, or AI even. I mean, agent is also a vague and broad term, but
yeah.
And I have a very hard time thinking of something. I mean, I think the term like something with verifiable credentials makes it very clear and it's very honest, but it's very long.
VC framework.
VC framework. Yeah.
There you go. Verifiable framework.
I don't have a feeling we're going to tackle this with the
no. I think we should probably just think like we still have like, do we want a name that doesn't mean anything, or like just a random word that sounds cool, like yeah, Verano probably has some like verifiable. It's kind of like, it kind of looks like that word, so we can do that, or either something very descriptive. I think picking between those two and getting consensus on that should be relatively simple. And then from there we can see like if we want a more descriptive name, like what will the framework do, what is its functionality, what is the main focus, and then just see if there are any terms surrounding that would make it unique enough that it's not just like a credential framework, but it's, you know, descriptive enough that you kind of know that it's about SSI, decentralized identity, and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, it helps that we have that we are scoped under the Open Wallet Foundation in a bit, because it's much more descriptive than Hyperledger Aries.
Yeah, that is true.
So maybe our name doesn't need to be, the framework doesn't need to be named necessarily like that.
Yeah.
In that regard, like, what is the preference here for a descriptive name, or is it okay as sort of an opaque name? I am okay with something opaque.
I think for me,
yeah, sorry.
I like both. I think I have a slight preference for the opaque name, but I also know that I would be terrible at coming up with a name.
Yeah,
so
that's one though.
It was still bad. But so like I can imagine that we can't come up with a opaque name that everyone would like. So then maybe the safer option would just be something descriptive. But if we can come up with something that is vague enough but still fits within like SSI, I guess, then I'm definitely for that. That would be cool.
Other opinions on this? No, don't think so.
Yeah, no, not sure. It's hard, but yeah, maybe something. I don't know if we will be able to have a descriptive name which is also short enough.
Exactly.
With this
That's my
verifiable. But yeah, maybe we can just find a cool name like you did with Paradigm, for instance, and I think it could be fine as well.
Paradigm is completely non-related to, like, it doesn't even say that it's something with verifiable credentials. But again, that doesn't. I think that is not as bad because we have. It is already scoped under Open Wallet Foundation. People will know that it is something with wallets. Well, that is still very fake, but yeah, I agree. I agree. I think it should be okay. This is really the end of everything I had not prepared, because I'm not going to pretend like I was prepared for this. Are there other things people want to discuss? And otherwise, if not, then I just say, let's cut the meeting short and you can go back to sleep for 30 minutes more. But are there issues, PRs that people want to discuss, something like that?
Well, I would like to ask guys if you, especially to Berend, if what can we do with NDVDR, because it's blocking us for the up well, for upgrading it, and also for dropping the Node 16 support, right?
Yeah, I've checked it a couple of times and compared it with the other ones, and I really can't find any difference in the CI setup. It released in the past perfectly fine, but now it just doesn't. I think Timo also just do a version increment and then try it again. That also didn't work. I can take a look at it again, hopefully somewhere tomorrow. But it's so weird. Nothing has changed. Nothing is different, but it just doesn't release anymore. And the logs also don't really help. It just says like
it's not an npm thing.
No, I think if there's an issue at the registry, it will just return like a 400 error code, and then it will display it. But it's just a fake message of like unable to publish or something. Not too sure anymore. But yeah, I'll check it again tomorrow. But it's if all that doesn't
maybe try to release it like locally. See if you get
something. I thought about that. Then I would probably have to get the npm registry token from Rai, like I mean, he can send it to me, I think, but I don't know if that's the best thing for us to do.
You have to rotate again. That's a bit of a mess.
Yeah, and then rotation wouldn't be so bad. But yeah, it's a useless error that just says it didn't publish for no reason. But yeah, maybe there's a typo somewhere or a version wrong or something with Lerna. I'll check it.
I have the feeling that there's not much more to discuss. If I'm wrong, I give you 10 seconds to correct me.
I think one thing which we might, or what we can discuss if we want to, is the issue that we talked about a small bit, is the location of the endpoints of OpenID for VC.
Okay. Well, I thought, yeah, you mean yeah, exactly. Okay. That is, can you explain the problem?
Yeah. So currently we have a OpenID for VC client in AFJ, which is a module which handles all the client-side functionality of the OpenID for VCI specification. We're currently working on adding support for the server as well, so for the issuer, but the issuer is required to host some endpoints to be compliant with the specification. Hosting those endpoints is a bit of an issue always, because if we have like AFJ, we can provide those endpoints for you and we host them, but then we need an Express server, and what if you don't use Express, stuff like that. But we still want to provide like a fully compliant way for a user, so they don't have to like set up everything themselves and make it complex that you have to bring all your own stuff. So what we thought about was to create like an extension or a package under the extension repository, which includes like an example or a fully working Express server, which does have those endpoints. And the public API of the OpenID for VC issuer, I think is going to be the new name, would then just have like functions that would be that would basically be exactly the same as the API call without the actual API call. So it would take the same input as the REST API, and it would output basically the response that you will have to send back. Just so the API layer would be very thin. And if you don't want to use the example app or the example Express server, then like bringing your own should be very simple, and you just have to like type in the exact URL, and that's it.
I mean, it's very comparable to how the REST, the current Aries framework / REST is also quite thin, right? It's also basically endpoint and function call, endpoint function call.
Yeah, and in that sense, it's the same, but I would not like to compare it to that, mainly for the reason that the AFJ or DITCOM or whatever it's based on is not required to host endpoints, but to be spec compliant with OpenID for VCI, it does, and that is why I sort of dislike that it's in extensions, because it is a requirement, but it doesn't make sense for us to choose the server which you want to host your endpoints on. Or you probably will bring your own server and you already have some endpoints and you just want to add these. But yeah, in case of like the code, it would just be like the thinnest wrapper ever.
I mean, in Node.js, like who is going to use something else than Express? That's a question.
Well, if you have
I agree.
If we ever support Dino or Bun, you have other ones that are better or worse, but different.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Yeah. No, it doesn't. Yeah, it's a difficult one because indeed in the spec, the endpoints are literally part of the spec, but I don't want to have to deal with like polyfilling stuff or what not polyfilling, but I mean you're gonna have a problem when you then install it in React Native, right?
Yeah. I mean, there might be something that you can do where like in the module configuration of the package, you can like supply an Express server or something that implements an interface. And then you just pass in like the app instance from Express and we add them on there. That might be something that we can also do as an alternative.
Yeah, okay. But does that make sense on React Native?
No, well, on React Native, like it's probably, well, it should be an optional thing that you can add on. And if we just do it via an interface, then there shouldn't be an issue with React Native. And also, maybe you can do something with funky static values, but issuance, I don't think is really supported on React Native anyways, unless you can use static values.
No, if we split it in holder, because that's also a thing. We currently have the module that does the current implementation is in OpenID for PC clients. That's a module, right? And also part of this would be to split or to organize the packages differently, where you just do it on role based. So you would have a verifier, a package for the verifier, a package for the issuer, a package for the holder.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. To me, it makes sense to put it in extensions.
Yeah. Okay. So extensions preferred over like supplying a like an Express app to the agent module, because that would be the alternative, which would still not like be opinionated in which type of server you're running, as long as it implements that interface.
I mean, we could do that and then maybe provide a default implementation of that interface. But
yeah, that could be in the extensions then.
That's maybe not a crazy idea.
See, that was worth discussing.
Oh, yeah, that was not bad.
I said nothing, but I agree that it's okay. I think it's fine to put it in extensions and make it as an example, let's say. So if anybody wants to use a different framework, a different server, they can. For instance, we usually use Nest.js, but I think the Express is more simple to show how everything works, right? But I have a question regarding the issuance, the issuance on Bluetooth. Mostly, what I would like to know, I don't know if you know about it, but for that purpose, if we are willing to do a module that allows for OpenID VC issuance over Bluetooth, I will think that we will need to use React Native probably, but for those cases there are no endpoints or that stuff, right? It's done offline or.
Yeah,
you mean the OpenID for BLE, right? The OpenID specifically now.
Yes, for
don't think that's endpoints, right? It's just that's a whole different spec.
Okay, so it's completely different or separated
I mean, and I wouldn't want to make too many conclusions now, because it's literally a 0.0 spec. So that might be completely different in a week.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I also like those packages would probably be just, or like the weirdest module configuration ever, or it would just be another AFJ package. I think that would be the easiest one.
Maybe core logic here and there, but
yeah, exactly. It would be very weird if they do have endpoints, because then why are you using Bluetooth?
Yeah. Cool. Any other topics?
Just I would like to ask you guys about the new PR. I think Martin submitted.
That is that's a draft, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
That one includes everything that it's used for in
Our wallet.
yes. So that one includes all the stuff that Timo did for the Plug Fest.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
what's missing on that? Why is it?
Well,
Ah.
I think Martin is trying to figure that out right now. As far as I know, maybe Bernd knows more about this, but Timo had to make some. It's probably here and there a little bit hacky, and I think he had to make some diversions from the spec, so it's not fully spec compliant, just to make it work with the launchpad.
Yes, I know.
But exactly, but I don't know if Timo over there, Bernd, if you know more about it.
I think what you just said is
Yeah.
is also my understanding of it. Just a bit of
And the
shortcuts.
exact things we have to see. Knowing Timo, there's probably fixes everywhere where fix me comments everywhere where he had to diverge from the spec.
Yes, and also we have the dependency on Ethereum libraries that also I think that are not well. Timo did some patches to them.
Yeah.
I don't know if they are already upgraded or not. I have heard from Niels that they are going to update it soon, probably in these weeks. But I don't know. I'm not sure if I think I guess we should wait for them to be released in order to have this PR ready, right?
Yeah. This PR is gonna take a while, I think, because we first have to fix everything. Plus, we also need some. I mean, we do need some other components, like some issue or verify to test our implementation against, and I don't know if there are any other than a launchpad, or if there are any actually fully compliant implementation. I don't think so. That is, it's nice that we have standards, but everybody has their own creative take on them currently. All right. Okay. I'm gonna keep asking it, but are there any other topics you would like to discuss?
Maybe something. I think we had a discussion about this. I think last week about for example, the SDJWT module and the storage and how we're gonna deal with that. Because right now, basically, all the modules just store everything for you and deal with that. But we've been really talking about like a near stateless agent and not really managing storage within the functional modules, and maybe have like a separate storage module. I don't really know if there's anything to discuss there.
Well, I think, I mean, what we discussed was, okay, so basically we had to design we were thinking about the design of the JWT module that we're going to get. And the question was, do we also store, yes or no? And I think our conclusion was, well, yes, we will do that simply for the sake of consistency, because we have other, like if you have the issue credential, it's not the issue credential module, but if you get credentials issued, the credentials module 3, like difficult messages are persisted, all kinds of things are happening for you in terms of storage. And we just did not want to divert from that right now, because that's going to be a little bit weird, right? That some modules do store, others you have to do it yourself. But and then later on do them all at once, like just basically take out storage. And because also right now we don't have a very nice way of having we don't have a separate storage module. I mean, technically a user could store stuff and implement their own repos, but there's no nice API for that. So I think our conclusion was, and still makes sense to me, is to keep it stateful right now, and then when we make it stateless together with all the rest, we also provide a nice way for people to store stuff if they need to.
Yeah, just like a single module which can take any kind of record and figure out how to store it within the module, instead of like how every repository is created now with just extending a class and that's it. But yeah, I think that's something quite big that we're gonna have to change. So maybe it's worth discussing for the next meeting or on Discord or something, because I can imagine that that might be a more opinionated change.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, because like it's all the implementations right now would just, well, it is a breaking change, but it's a massive breaking change, because every single time you get like a record or something, you now have to store it yourself. So it will take quite a long time for applications to, for after every call to manually store it as well. And you will probably forget it.
The good thing is that in terms of Bitcoin, you don't have to do it after every call. That's the whole point. Like maybe you just want to do, or save some Bitcoin messages in memory, and then when the exchange is over, just store the credential or store the whatever. But indeed, like it would require everyone to update their code extensively, not just add a parameter here and there, but rethink their implementation. Yeah.
But it does mean that the agent would be a lot smaller, a lot quicker to start up and to shut down. And I think overall, just in the end, it would be better for AFJ. But it's gonna be annoying to make those changes as well, because we do quite rely heavily on like passing in connection record IDs and stuff like that, and that everything has to be moved to just the actual record. But that's for another time.
Cool.
But that really was my last point. So
that really was your last point.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I really feel stupid for asking one more time. I'm gonna do it. And any other, maybe someone has. I mean, every time I asked until now, someone had another. So, last call.
That's true.
No, I think it's fine.
Yeah, right.
We can leave early today.
Yeah, that is right. Well, in that case, I thank you all for attending. Wow, I see Martin is here.
Yes.
I didn't see you because I was not looking at the attendance. Hey, welcome. Do you have a topic you want to discuss, Martin?
No, you mentioned everything. Thanks.
Okay, cool. All right, well then I wish you all a very beautiful day, and see you in 2 weeks.
All right,
Thank you
very
for
much.
hosting. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. See you.